An AEW star has suffered a devastating injury, and a controversial wrestler has been released from their contract. But first, WrestleMania Night 1 goes down tonight, where we can expect to see some surprises take place, this according to WWE CEO and President Nick Khan. Nick would speak with Stephen A. Smith of ESPN earlier this week and would say, "Expect a bunch of surprises, that's what we're known for. This is WrestleMania. We pulled some out at Royal Rumble a couple of months ago in San Antonio. Here at the SoFi Stadium, Los Angeles, a 2-night event. We got to make it big, so that's what we expect to have happen." As for what one of the surprises could be, Dave Meltzer would take to Wrestling Observer Radio today to reveal that the absent Randy Orton is in town for WrestleMania, whilst many anticipate the end to his near 1-year hiatus. With that said, it seems that this may not be happening if one WWE higher-up is to be believed, with Meltzer noting, "Randy Orton is in town. I was told by WWE that they said it was kinda like, you can put it out, it's not gossip. It was directly told to me that he is not ready to return. They basically said they don't want people to think that he's ready to return. So if for some reason that turns out not to be true, I mean, I was told from the very top there that, and to put it out. They never lied to me about something this direct, so I presume that's the case." And speaking of surprises, Tony Khan and AEW have announced that Wednesday's episode of Dynamite will include a huge announcement, and it's something that the AEW president would claim would generate a lot of coverage for the promotion, this during the ROH Supercard of Honor media call. Whilst it's unclear exactly what the news will be, fans have predicted the possible reveal of the AEW Fight Forever video game release date, an update on a possible UK tour, or even an update on the status of CM Punk. Next, we have some news coming out of this week's WrestleCon event, where there was an alleged incident involving an Impact knockout and a wrestling legend. According to Giselle Shaw, who revealed she was transgender last summer, she would receive abuse from Rick Steiner as she passed his autograph table, with her recalling, "I've been bullied all my life and have never stood up for myself because I'm scared that I would get beat up physically, mentally, or emotionally. The bullies in my life have always silenced me, but that ends today. I was at an autograph signing today at WrestleCon, and while I was walking to my table, I hear someone yelling, 'You're a man, you're a dude, you're a piece of trash, you are filth, get the f*** away from me.'" Shaw would then note that she would walk past without even looking or acknowledging him, before later returning to the area to find out who it was, and added, "I looked at the person and it was Rick Steiner saying those statements. I was shocked and could not believe that this was even happening. To have someone saying those comments who a lot of people look up to and consider their hero was quite shocking and disheartening. I was in disbelief, so I asked him, 'Excuse me?' He kept repeating those hateful phrases and started yelling at me in a public setting. It was inexcusable and unacceptable." Shaw would then add that to make things worse, the legends that were in the area simply turned their heads away with nobody standing up to him. One of the things brought up by many fans in the aftermath of the news is the fact that Rick's son, Bron Breakker, defends his NXT Championship later today at the Stand and Deliver event, with his father likely set to be in attendance in some form. The news also follows the recent announcements of the Steiner Brothers action figures by Mattel, which were revealed just today, with Rick and Scott also in line to be added as DLC for the WWE 2K23 game this year. It's unknown if these things will still be happening due to potential backlash, or if his Legends contract with WWE will even continue. Ring of Honor would hold their latest pay-per-view last night, Supercard of Honor, a show that saw 7 championship belts on the line. The first of which was for a title from the AAA promotion in Mexico, as El Hijo del Vikingo put his Mega Championship on the line against Commander, securing the win in the Lucha Libre contest. The Embassy would then put their ROH 6-man tag titles up for grabs against the trio of AR Fox, Blake Christian, and Metalik, with it being the champions that walked away as still champions. An interesting note from this one is the fact that Brian Cage's AEW contract has expired despite winning the match, with Tony Khan noting in the post-show media scrum that he'd like to keep him around, although it's unclear if a new deal has been agreed to. Athena would then successfully defend her ROH Women's Championship against Yuka Sakazaki, this before New Japan Pro Wrestling star Hiroshi Tanahashi pinned Daniel Garcia of the Jericho Appreciation Society. Mark Briscoe would then compete in a match with ROH television champion Samoa Joe with the title on the line, with the result being a surprise to many. In the end, it was Mark that was on the losing side as the Briscoe family watched on from the front row. This as Joe put him to sleep with a Coquina clutch. And speaking of the Briscoes, the next match was set for the vacant ROH tag team titles, belts that were vacated following the passing of Jay Briscoe. The Reach for the Sky ladder match was held in Jay's honor as 5 teams competed for the win, and in the end, it was former AEW tag team champions the Lucha Brothers that added the ROH straps to their resume for the first time, this on top of their Impact, MLW, AAA, PWG, and many other independent titles. The semi-main event of the show would see the ROH Pure Championship on the line as the Blackpool Combat Club's Wheeler Yuta defended his title against former New Japan star Katsuyori Shibata, who appears to be sticking around in Ring of Honor for a little bit longer. Shibata would manage to walk away with the win after a hard-hitting matchup, with a PK kick being enough to finish the job. And finally, the main event saw the battle of 2 bitter rivals as Claudio Castagnoli puts his ROH World Championship on the line against Eddie Kingston, who recently walked out of All Elite Wrestling. The finish of the match would catch many off guard after Claudio reversed a pinfall into a cover of his own, scoring the 1-2-3. And before we continue, why not drop a like down below if you're enjoying the video and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss the latest wrestling news as we try to reach 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. But with that said, let's get to the next story. Now let's rewind back to the Reach for the Sky ladder match that we discussed earlier, a bout that would see a devastating injury take place. During the match, Dante Martin of Top Flight would sustain a broken leg when he was on the receiving end of a Canadian destroyer from the ladder in the ring out to the floor. His ankle would then do a complete 180 in what was a horrific looking spot. Addressing his status after the show, ROH owner Tony Khan would take to the post-show media scrum to say, "I spoke to Darius Martin and they're all at the hospital. We hope to receive a positive update soon. Dante is in pain, but I'm wishing the best for him. We're all praying for Dante. He's an amazing wrestler. Obviously, his brother has been through serious injuries and missed time. We love Darius too and missed him when he was out. I guess Dante will also be out of action for some time. We look forward to Darius taking the time to grow and learn from it. Dante is someone who's going to be with us for a very, very long time. I care very much about Dante. I've got to know him since he came up with us during the pandemic, and this injury hurt a lot of people in the back, including myself, but it hurt nobody more than poor Dante, and we just hope he's going to be okay." Dante will no doubt be out for a very long time at this point, in yet another roadblock for the brother tag team of Top Flight, whose AEW careers have been plagued by injuries. And next up, news broke today that Major League Wrestling star Real One, formerly known as Enzo Amore, has been released from his contract, with the news breaking via Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer. No official reason has been given for the release, although it comes as a surprise to many. Just last week, Enzo was announced as the next in line to challenge for the MLW Heavyweight Championship at the Battle Riot event in Philadelphia next Saturday. However, the match of course will no longer be taking place. Enzo is currently in Los Angeles as part of WrestleCon, where he would make an appearance earlier today for autograph signings. And before you go, make sure you check out the 10 free agents that are set to shake up WrestleMania season.